Once you've planned everything as much as possible, now it is finally time to start shooting. This should actually be fairly simple if you've done all your preparation beforehand, so hopefully you can follow a process like this. Firstly, your crew arrives, or if it's just you, you arrive at your location. Set up the equipment and have a think about what you're going to film. Then your cast normally arrives a little later so that they don't need to wait around, and they can do any makeup or costume changes if they need to. And if they are doing that, plan to give them somewhere private to do this. Next, you can do a quick rehearsal and walkthrough with the cast, using the blocking that you've already worked out when you did your rehearsal. And if this is the first and only rehearsal, then just try and run through everything I suggested in the rehearsal lesson before you begin filming. Then you can have your actors perform this rehearsal to your crew, which is called a crew show. And if it's just you, now you should watch them with your crew hat on. Next, you can begin capturing the shots on your shot list. When planning the order to shoot your shots or your coverage on the day, I would normally start with the wide shots. This is because it forces you to set up the whole location and area first before you start filming close-ups. If you start with the close-ups, then you might need to keep moving things further and further out of the shot as you get wider. Doing the wide shots first also allows your actors to warm up without any not so perfect performances being obvious. And then when you do your close-ups, they will have normally hit their stride and they've warmed up, and so they will then give you better results. Once again, think about the order you want to film your shots in based on where the camera has to face. Just like when you did your scheduling, think about whether you can shoot all of a scene in one direction first and then in the other direction after that. If you are slating your shots with a clapperboard, all you really need to record on it is two main bits of information: the setup or slate number and the take number. Every time you move the camera to a new setup or begin a new shot of any kind, that counts as a new slate, and then within that slate you might need to do multiple takes. You can also add a roll number too, which originally meant each roll of film, but if you are swapping camera cards or hard drives, then you could record this here instead. Then you can add the date as well if you are doing lots of days, and any other important information you or your editor might need. When it's time to go for a take, make sure everyone is ready, make sure the location still looks good, roll your sound first if you're doing this separately, then roll camera, slate the shot with a clapper if you are doing this, call background action first if there's any to get your background characters moving before your foreground, and then finally call action. Okay guys, we're gonna go for a take. First positions, please. Okay, happy to speed?
Speed.
We are rolling, so this is a take one marker. Thank you. And set, and background action! And action Craig. Let the scene play out until you are happy to stop, and then call cut. Okay, cutting there. After cut, quietly give any notes to the actors and crew and try again until you get what you want. Now personally, I try not to go over 3 takes, but this is just my preference. If I do go beyond 3, it's usually a complicated shot where quite a few things need to happen at the same time, or maybe there is a technical problem which means that we need to do it again, and in cases like that, I'll probably stop at about 4 or 5 takes. But the more takes you do, the more tired your performers and your crew will get. So this is why, if possible, I like to get it in 3 and move on. Also, give a thought to sound while filming. Are there any sounds such as specific noises in your location or unseen dialogue such as a phone conversation that you could be recording at the same time as the shoot? Trying to do this later, if it needs to sound like it's in a particular place, can sometimes be very difficult, so it's best to get it all as good as you can on the day and not try and fix it in post-production. You could always ask your sound recorders to go off on their own and do some of this themselves while you are setting up kit or doing something else. Another very useful thing to record is what's called a wild track of the location's atmos or atmosphere, which is also sometimes called room tone, and this can just be a recording of about 30 to 60 seconds of what the location normally sounds like with nobody talking. This is great to have when you come to do the edit, as you can use this to hide any difficult audio joins and keep the scenes sounding natural. When you've finished filming, do not forget the process of offloading and archiving and backing up your footage after you shoot. Never leave it till the day after. Finally, always leave your location the way you found it. Tidy up, put everything back where it was, don't leave litter. This is all pretty much common sense, but do think about it, otherwise you probably won't be invited back. So that is a quick guide to filming on the day, so give it your best shot and most of all, have fun.